Hi, everyone. Welcome back to English Classes Online. My name is Benjamin. Today's video is on how to write a friendly letter. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Click on the bell icon as well so that whenever a new video is uploaded on the channel, you will be notified instantly. Let's dive into the lesson right away. We want to take a question from the Lagos State Basic Education Certificate Examination of 2018. English Studies Theory, Section A, Essay. And we are going to solve question 1A, which is as follows. Write a letter to your friend who is living in another state in Nigeria on 3 things that you think are the possible causes of student kidnapping. All right. Now, you are asked to write a letter to your friend, and that is a friendly letter. A friendly letter is an informal letter. So let's look at the features of informal letter. The first feature of an informal letter is the writer's address, and this is followed by the date. The second one is the salutation or the opening greeting, such as dear father, dear mother, dear John, dear sister, dear uncle. Now take note of the fact that it is not advisable for you to write dear friend. If you are writing a letter to your friend, you can address him by his or her first name. You can write dear Mark, or dear Rose, or dear Jane, or dear John, anyone. Use your friend's first name instead of writing dear friend. All right. Now, the third one is the content of the letter. That is what comes next. And the content of the letter is made up of 3 parts: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. After that, you have the subscription or closing greeting, such as yours sincerely. The last feature is the writer's name, which is usually the writer's first name only, followed by a full stop. So let's look at the question, and then let's analyze the question and identify the requirement. When you go into any English exam hall and you are given an essay question to solve, you need to analyze it and then identify the requirements. You need to find out what the examiner wants you to do so that you don't do the wrong thing. In any exam, when you do the right thing, you get the right results. On the other hand, if you do the wrong things, you get the wrong results. Now, the question once again is as follows. Write a letter to your friend who is living in another state in Nigeria on 3 things that you think are the possible causes of student kidnapping. Now, what are you required to write? Number 1, you are required to write a letter, not a story, not an article, not a speech. Now, when you know you are going to write a letter, then of course, you know you have to follow those features of a letter that we have discussed. And again, you discover that the letter you are asked to write is not a formal letter, it's not a semi-formal letter, it is an informal letter. So you will ensure that you follow the features of an informal letter in writing this letter. That's first thing you need to analyze. You need to identify the requirement. The second thing is, to whom are you asked to write this letter? To your friend who is living in another state. All right. This also shows that your address should end with your state, because you are writing a letter to someone who is within the country. All right. So you are not going to include your country name because since your friend lives in another state, your friend is conversant with your country and other states in your country. Now, of course, then you have already identified that you are writing a letter to your friend, and this shows that you have to use informal language. Your language is going to be conversational, all right? Number 3, for what purpose? Now, this is a letter you are asked to write to your friend, and the purpose is to discuss 3 things you think are the possible causes of student kidnapping. So at this juncture, you have to draw an outline. Once you have analyzed the question, you have discovered the purpose of the question, what you are asked to write. You are asked to write 3 possible causes of student kidnapping. So at this juncture, you can draw an outline, all right? You can draw an outline at this juncture because drawing an outline will help you. What an outline does is that it enables you to jot down those points, all right? To jot down those points. So let's create our outline. Number 1, what do you think are the causes? All right. Okay, so now we have attempted to jot down 3 points. Number 1 is faulty educational system. We are going to explain how this contributes to the problem of student kidnapping. All right. Faulty educational system. Number 2, unemployment. Number 3, ill-equipped security. Well, let's try to let's try to get this right. Number 1, faulty educational system. Two, unemployment. And number 3, ill-equipped security. Well, okay, so let's leave it at that. I hope you are able to actually grab what what an outline is all about. It's just jotting down the points you are going to use in your discussion in writing the letter, all right? So that's exactly what it is. Now back to our analysis. We have already identified the purpose of the letter, and then we have drawn an outline. We have identified 3 points, 3 things that we are going to discuss as possible causes of student kidnapping. All right, so we have talked about the language. Your language is going to be conversational because this is an informal letter. And then you make sure you cross-check your work after you have written to eliminate any mechanical errors. Okay? So let's now move forward. Okay? Now, this is a sample of a letter. I just want to show you how you can write the letter. All right? So here, we start with the first thing among the features of an informal letter. You know, we are using a block style here, but since you are writing to a friend of yours, there's nothing wrong if you decide to use in an indented style. An indented style is Ojo High School. Then when you come here, Ojo, okay. Lagos. So you can see this is an indented style. When you look at this, then you can see here is slanted, is slanting here. So this is the indented style. There's nothing wrong if you decide to use the indented style, okay? But here we decided to use the block style. The block style is on a vertical line, okay? And then you take notes. Ojo High School, you put a comma, Ojo, comma, Lagos State, full stop, because this brings your address to an end. So you put a full stop. Then take note that each major item occupies a different line. And then each keyword begins with a capital letter. Ojo, capital letter O. High, capital letter H. School, capital letter S. Another Ojo here on a different line, capital letter L. Lagos, capital letter L. State, capital letter S. Now that we are through with that, the next is the address, 17th December 2021. After December, we have a comma. After 2021, we have a full stop. All right? Then the next thing that follows is the salutation. Dear Mike, how are you doing? You know, after the salutation comes our introductory paragraph. The first paragraph is meant for introduction. And there are 2 ways of introducing a personal letter or an informal or friendly letter. You can begin by inquiring about the welfare of your addressee, the person you are writing to, you know, exchanging pleasantries. But you can as well reserve this exchange of pleasantries or inquiries about the welfare of the receiver. You can leave it till the end of the letter. If you want to go straight and treat the purpose of the letter, then you can extend greetings at the end of the letter. But because this is a friendly letter, there's nothing wrong with starting by making inquiries. So this is the method we have adopted here. Now, let me read that first paragraph. Dear Mike, how are you doing? Lately, I've been thinking a lot about the increasing incidence of student kidnapping in our country. When I heard the news of the kidnapping of 150 students from a school in your state, I remember the serious concerns you expressed about the problem during our last chat on WhatsApp. So I decided that I should certainly write to you on 3 things I think are the possible causes of student kidnapping. Now, you can see what we have done here. We have given a background to this letter, why this letter became necessary. You see, this is what your introductory paragraph should do in any composition you write, whether it is a letter writing or composition writing, article writing, speech writing. Use the first paragraph to introduce the topic and show why it is important for you to write what you have decided to write. All right, so that is what we have done here. All right, we have explained the background to this letter. Let me take this paragraph once again. How are you doing? Lately, I've been thinking a lot about the increasing incidence of student kidnapping in our country. When I heard the news of the kidnapping of 150 students from a school in your state, I remember the serious concerns you expressed about the problem during our last chat on WhatsApp. So I decided that I should certainly write to you on 3 things I think are the possible causes of student kidnapping. So from here, you can see exactly what your introductory paragraph should look like. Now, let's go to paragraph 2, and that is where the body of our letter starts. It is within the body of your letter, you discuss these things one by one and in detail. All right, so we have jotted 3 points in our outline. We want to begin with the first of them. So paragraph 2 states, to start with, we have a faulty educational system which promotes theories rather than practical skills. You see, you are saying that this is one of the possible causes, but then you have to explain this for the reader to understand. You don't just mention a faulty educational system without explaining how it becomes a real cause of student kidnapping. After spending 6 years in the primary school, 6 years in the secondary school, and 4 or more years in the university, the average youth graduates without any practical skill and therefore has no idea what to do to earn a living for himself. This explains why most of the youths resort to kidnapping and other criminal activities in their attempt to survive by all means. You are saying that the practical skills that one needs to earn a living after school are not taught, at school. And so the youth graduates and doesn't have any skill, that will help him or her to earn a living. So this makes it easier. This makes it just something that it makes it easy for them to resort to criminal activities. Okay? So let's go to the next one. Okay, so you can see in the next paragraph, we write, moreover, the problem of youth unemployment is so bad that even the most qualified and skilled end up without getting a job. You have said that most of them, of the youth, graduate without a skill. But you are saying that even those who acquire skill don't even have any job that, you know, they can secure. So even after acquiring a skill, they are still jobless. Now, where job vacancies exist at all, it's usually reserved for people who are highly connected. Is missing here. For people who are highly connected. Yes, and those who are willing to bribe the people in authority with huge sums of money. All right? It is obvious that those who have turned student kidnapping into a profession are the unemployed youths. In their bid to get money to take care of their needs, they go to any length to kidnap innocent students, torture them, and threaten to kill them unless their parents and relatives pay the ransom they stipulate. So you have discussed these three main points. No, we have discussed two. So let's discuss the third one. To worsen the situation, our security forces are not adequately equipped for the task of combating student kidnapping and other criminal activities. The security agents are also poorly paid. Thus, they often compromise themselves and accept bribes. Some of them connive with the kidnappers and bandits to carry out high-level kidnap operations. Right? So you are stating another factor that is a possible cause of student kidnapping. Now, it is now left for us to conclude the letter, and we can do that by suggesting some solutions. All right. So we write here, in conclusion, I think it's left for individuals to find the best way to avoid being kidnapped instead of relying on the security forces that are either overwhelmed or compromised. So you can see here that you are saying that the security forces are ill-equipped, they are not adequately equipped to deal with the situation, and in most cases, they are compromised because they are poorly paid, and so they can accept bribe, they can even connive with the kidnappers. All right? Then we go further. I support the action of parents who are withdrawing their children from schools in places where student kidnapping has become a frequent occurrence. On our own part, let's remember those personal security measures we discussed in our recent chat on WhatsApp and make sure we observe them whenever we are at school. So these are the pieces of advice you have given, you know. Then the next paragraph is simply to extend greetings. Give my warm regards to your friends over there. So that's it. You may add, take care of yourself if you like. So now comes the subscription or closing greeting, and we have chosen yours sincerely, comma, Mark, full stop. So take note of how the subscription is written. I hope you have learned the steps to take whenever you are given a letter writing question in your English exam. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you did, like the video and share it with your friends and relations. If you have any questions comments or suggestions, please leave them on the comments section below. There are a number of related videos you will find on this channel that will be helpful to you in your desire to achieve your proficiency in the use of English language. So take some time to browse through this channel. You have hundreds of videos that are useful in learning any area of the English language. So I want to say a big thank you to you for being part of today's episode. I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Bye-bye for now and remain blessed. Many thanks for watching today's video. A big thank you to all of you out there for being part of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, kindly subscribe to this channel. Subscribe now as a way of giving us support. For notification about new videos, click on the bell icon. You will find the bell icon. Click on it so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be instantly notified. If you have actually enjoyed the video, like and share the video with your friends and relatives. This is very important. If you have any comments, leave your comments below. Any questions, any suggestions, we would gladly receive them and respond promptly and positively to them. See you in the next video. I look forward to always seeing you in the new video.